For the past 3 years, I have sat down and written out a portfolio plan for the upcoming year. This portfolio plan covers what mediums I want to explore, any topics that I think I should cover, what goals I have, things I want to learn, and it overall summarizes what I want to focus on in the following year. In 2022, I wanted to focus on landscapes and foliage. I wanted to use gouache and watercolors to do this. My goals were to learn about color, limited color palettes, relative color, and color theory, and I also wanted to explore what it means in my work to have minimalism and maximalism whenever I'm dealing with details. While trying to follow my portfolio plan, I ended up creating about 150 different drawings or paintings in the past year, which is crazy to me. Previously, the most paintings or drawings I had made in a year was about 50, so to triple that is awesome. Part of the reason why I've been able to increase how many paintings I'm putting out per year is because I sized down on the scale of my paintings. I used to make fairly large works that were super detailed and used pointillism and dotting and cross-hatching for different things, whereas now I do smaller paintings that I can do within a couple of hours on the usual schedule. For today, I'm only going to show a portion of the paintings that I made in the past year. These are just the loose pieces that I painted. The rest are either hung up on walls in other places or at other people's houses and I can't show them, or they are in my sketchbooks, and I do intend on doing a sketchbook tour later on, but I do need to finish that sketchbook first. As I've already mentioned what my plan for the 2022 portfolio was, I do want to compare it to my 2021 portfolio summary and plan that I set out for myself. For 2021, I said that I wanted to focus on natural beauty. For me, this meant landscapes, portraits, and things done in either a surreal or semi-real style. I wanted to focus on tiny moments that counted, and this could be still frames with an emphasis upon a set scene. I wanted to explore mood and lighting, and I also considered Polaroids, but I did not end up actually creating any Polaroids. I also wanted these to be either dreamy or whimsical in nature, and I thought about incorporating vines, leaves, and greenery in any portraits that I made. Even though I did set out to do that, I don't think that I really accomplished any of those goals. For 2021, my work ended up being very scattered and random, and I also ended up doing a lot of abstract or filler paintings because I was in such an intense art block that I didn't know what else to make. When I compare this past year's portfolio to the one I made in 2021, I do think that I accomplished much of what I set out to do. I painted a lot of landscapes. I focused on gouache and watercolors, and only recently did I get into digital watercolors or digital gouache. I also explored color a lot more than I had in previous years. And I also focused on minimalism and maximalism with detailing. A lot of the sunset paintings or the sunrise paintings were focusing on having minimal detail and focusing on how color affects things instead of maybe mark making. And then my other paintings with landscapes focused less on intense color and more on how mark making has an effect on the painting itself. For 2023, I am going to revisit some of the motifs that I missed out on in 2021, while also adding in new ideas for this coming year. So for this upcoming portfolio, I'm going to be focusing on two main things: humans versus nature and beauty via ruins. There might be a lot of statues that are overgrown. There could be different surreal portraits of people interacting with nature, or it could be landscapes or buildings that are abandoned, places that feel a little eerie. The mediums I plan on using are very similar to last year because I'm going to be using watercolor and gouache. However, I am also going to add in the digital versions of those things just because sometimes it's easier to just carry around an iPad to a place to draw, or if I'm traveling, I might need to do that instead of bringing my water-based mediums with me. For my personal art goals, I plan on increasing the contrast within my work. I've noticed that sometimes my paintings can fall a little bit flat in the grayscales, so I want to go ahead and increase the contrast. And I also want to focus on learning lighting. Last year, I learned a lot about color and how color works, and this year, I want to focus on how lighting works, because it can add or take away a lot from a piece depending on how you use it. I also want to explore natural, ugly colors and also vibrancy. Some of my paintings are a little too vibrant when they're supposed to be really natural and soft looking. And some of my other paintings are supposed to be really vibrant and they fall a little lackluster because I don't always know when to use ugly natural colors versus really vibrant colors. Creating these portfolio plans has been really helpful to me, especially because I didn't go to art school. I have a psychology degree, and it's very interesting having to make art on your own and having to challenge yourself compared to being in a classroom setting where maybe your art teacher has different projects for you that challenge you. I'm really looking forward to this time next year being able to look back and see how much my work has grown and what things I've been able to accomplish in a year. Let me know if you have any goals for yourself that you set with art in upcoming years, or if you have any portfolios that you're working on. I'd be super interested in hearing about those. I hope this video was interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye.